Hey everybody, welcome back today to today's edition. We're checking out the greatest common factor today. All right, so first thing is we're going to say factors are numbers we can multiply together to get another number. So in other words, 2 and 3 are factors of 6. Okay, so let's take a look at a couple other problems. We got 12, and if I look at 12, here's my factors of 12. 1 times 12, 2 times 6, 3 times 4. Okay, because if I look at the next one, 4 and 3, that just repeats my list. And I don't want any poopy numbers, just good numbers. So 18. So let's check it out. Here's how we do it. What are the factors of 18? Well, I divide it by 1 first, and that's 18. So we got 1 times 18. Okay, now let's divide it by 2. 2 times 9. Now let's divide it by 3, and that's 6. Now let's divide it by 4. That's a poopy number. Let's divide it by 5. That's a poopy number. Let's divide it by 6. Oh, wait, I already have 6 in here. It goes with 3. So there's my factors of 18. There's my factors of 12. Okay? So the goal is to find all the factors of each term, find any factors that are the same, in other words, common, and then the largest of those is called the greatest common factor. So here's how this goes. Say I take 12x and negative 18. All right, I want to find the factors of 12 and I want to find the factors of 18. Well, a minute ago we just found the factors of 12 and 18. What I really want to know is what is the greatest common factor of both. Well, let's see. I had 1 times 12, I had 2 times 6, and I had 3 times 4. Over here I had 1 and 18, 2 times 9, and 3 times 6. So if I look and I say, okay, well, which one is the biggest one that's common in both lists? Well, the biggest one in both lists is actually 6 is the biggest number. So my GCF is 6, okay? Now, here's how you can check it in the calculator. This is what we're going to do. We're going to type GCF, and then we're going to open some parentheses. So check this out. So it goes like this. GCF, open parentheses, 12, comma, 18. Look at that, gave you 6. Now what about the x? Oh, that's a good question. Let's type x. Whoa, that doesn't give you anything. Okay, well what about the negative? Let's give this a negative. It's still 6, so the negative actually doesn't do anything. So here's what you do. You type in 12, comma, 18, and we find out that our GCF is 6. So here's how we think about it. If I take the 6 out of here, okay, well, what's left? Well, I have a 2, so 2 is going to stay here. He also is going to have this x, so I need to put this x, and then this 3 is going to stay from here, and then I put my minus. So how do I know if it's right? Well, how do I know if it's right? Well, I would take this. I would take 6, 2x minus 3, and I'd say, okay, if I took 6 and multiplied it back, distribute 6 times 2x, well, that's going to be 12x, so that's the same as that, so that checks out. And then if I do 6 times negative 3, well, 6 times negative 3 is negative 18, so that works out. So my GCF is 6, and that's what I was looking for, this 6. All right, let's take a look at another problem. So let's kind of do our shortcut method. So here we go. This is how we do it. We're going to take the GCF of 54 and 36. So, okay, 54 with a comma between them, 36. You can close it. Still the same thing. So 18 is my GCF now. Okay. So here's how I'm going to write this. I'm going to write this as 54x squared plus my 36x. And here's what I know. I know that the greatest common factor is 18. So here's what I really want to know. What's left from both? Well, I'm going to type it over here. If I took 54, right, and I divide it by that 18, then what we're saying is 3. We're saying that 3 times 18 is 54. How do I get x? X times x. And then over here, I'm going to take 36 and divide it by 18, and that gives me 2. And then I'm going to put my x. So then I say, okay, 18 is my GCF. We know 18 is. But is there anything else that is? Well, we have an x, and we have an x. So 18x is my GCF. And what is left? Well, what's in here is what's left. The 3 and the x, and the 2 with my plus sign. All right. If I try the next one, oh, I'm taking the GCF of now. I'm taking the GCF of 3 numbers. 3, 6, 9. So here we go. Go back up here. I'm going to do 3, 6, 9. Hey, it takes lots of numbers. So 3. So let's do this. 3x squared minus 6x minus 9. 3. What else gives me this? Well, you could take 3 and divide it by the 3 if you need to. 3 divided by 3 is 1 times x minus, this is going to be what? 2 times x minus 9 is 3. So I say, okay, what is the same? 3. Do they have any else thing that's the same? That has x's. That has an x. That does not have an x. So 3 is my GCF. And I would write it this way. This would be 1x. So 1x squared minus 2x minus 3. All right, my last one, let's take a look. Take the GCF of 7, 21, 84. So GCF is 7. 7, 21, 84, and that is 7. So I'm going to write it this way. 7x squared plus 21x minus 84. So what gives me 7 divided by 7? Oh, that's 1 times x times x. 21 divided by 7 is 3. 84 divided by 7 is 12 with no x. So a plus sign, a minus sign. Let's circle our things that are similar. 7's there. Well, what's left? I have 1x squared, so that's plus 3 times x, so that's 3x minus 12. All right, guys, thanks for watching. We'll catch you next time.